makikita mo kasi, tayo kasi parang na-build na natin yung eye na, okay, this is something good. This is a good design. This is a good code. This is a good structure. This is good. This is good. This is good. For a junior without any experience na just solo build, it's mostly theoretical eh. Welcome to Kaka Computer Podcast.
Our episode today is Indie Devs and Solo Builders. Can one person build the next big thing? Yan yung tanong, no? Oo, kasi nakikita natin madami ng parang solo developers, right? Even sa social media, parang especially with AI now, right? Kaya-kaya ko to lahat. Parang actually before kailangan talaga ng team para sa development, no? Sa development. Pero ngayon, yun nga, may mga naririnig tayo, kaya nila gawin over a weekend, front-end, back-end, sila na lahat, pati infrastructure, right? So, anong sa nakikita nyo? Parang as solo developers or solo teams, ganun din ba na-experience nyo lately?
Ako talaga, aminado ako, medyo in denial pa ako dati. Lalo last year. I thought, kailangan ko pa ng team, kailangan ko ng UI UX designer, ng QA, ng mobile dev, and so on. So, ilang months na ba? 10 years of building the app, hindi pa siya released dahil ang daming nangyari. Kasi nag-hire ako. So, it came to a point na actually last week, I decided to build it myself. I built it for 1 week and now it's in review sa App Store and Play Store.
So from 10 years compressed to 1 week?
Yes. So, ganun. It's really possible if like anyone can do solo builds now. Kasi nga with the help of AI has gotten so good now that yun nga sabi ni Ellie, kapag basta may boilerplate ka lang and you start from there, you can do anything. Para kang may superpowers, para kang superhero na kaya mong gawin lahat. And you don't even need to be so good in prompting. Kasi I don't know, Claude Code has been so good now na kahit konti lang yung i-prompt mo sa kanya, magagets niya as long as you provide a little bit of idea and context. Alam niya na paano i-plan ng maayos. And tatanungin ka niya talaga, gusto mo ba to? Gusto mo ba to? Ito ba yung gusto mong gawin? Okay,
Right.
plan natin. So, sobrang galing.
Meron na kasing parang prompt enhancement. Wala yan before no? Parang may option na i-enhance ba yung prompt mo before niya ipapadala. So may parang in between.
Yeah.
Right? Kaya it's very important dati yung parang act as, ganyan, 'di ba? May role, tapos ito yung scenario, ito yung example, ganyan. Mahaba ng prompt. No? Pero over time, with memory getting better, less important, I would say. But I think still important pa rin naman yun. Kayo, about solo developers naman, nakikita niya ba yun?
Sa akin naman, as a solo dev dati, gumagawa ako ng prototype dati, umaabot ako ng mga 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Ngayon, halos 2 days na lang, to 3 days gamit yung AI. So, yung prototyping dati kasi, magbibuild ako from the scratch, parang magiging mahirap pa sa side naman ng pag-iisip ka ng design. Ngayon kasi, isang prompt mo lang, sobrang dami ng design na pwede kang pagpilian. Pwede ka pang makapili ng kung ano mong gusto mong magiging kulay. Dati kasi pagka nag-build ka, almost year talaga pagka ikaw lang talaga mag-isa. Ngayon, halos 1 buwan lang, talagang ready to launch na yung isang app na ginawa mo.
Right.
Ganun.
Yeah. So, on my side naman, no, yun nga, nag-start din talaga kasi ako as a solo dev talaga. Like, si Glenn and I actually came from same community sa RAN. So, shout out yung mga run is life, run players natin dyan, no? So, nanggaling ako personally doon sa side na yon na talagang more on the branding side, the user experience is mostly kami yung nagka-craft. And ang pinaka naging simula ko personally is nagsimula ako sa mga dating, binabasa ko yung mga codes ng mga dating nakagawa. And then I was able to learn how to program just by reading what they do, no? And then ayun na nga, nung lumabas na yung source code mismo ng RAN, mas lalo kong nakita yung mga business logics that time. And kung makita natin yung what changed dito sa tech ngayon, no, is parang on our side, kumbaga kung ako, ito yung experience ko kung paano ako natuto. Plus, may binibigay sa akin na code ngayon si AI, nakikita mo na yung discernment. Yun yung I think na talagang nagiging trigger sa atin ngayon na kung solo dev tayo, tapos you have these boilerplates. Lagi ko ini-emphasize to na the moment na meron kang initial boilerplate na andon yung front end mo, yung back end mo, and then yung design principles and such. Plus, yung plan na document mo na fully detailed, it will really trigger you na maging one-man army. Kasi the moment na well-planned yung document mo, tapos agad, madalas yung app mo, may mga chini-change ka na lang. Ganon na kalala ang AI ngayon.
Right.
Tsaka as long as you have the right workflow that works for you as a solo dev, sobrang unstoppable mo eh. Like, siguro I can share a quick workflow lang din na ginagawa ko ngayon. So, I set up my OpenClaw. Ginagamit ko siya for, not really for development, but for ideating, for creating graphics, and kinunin ko siya sa Figma MCP para for my designer later on. So, my workflow is actually, I set up Claude Code for everything that it needs, for all the tools that it needs. So, mga Figma MCP, mga Context 7, Superpowers, Skill Creator. I create all the skills, I create the sub-agents, tapos, iwan ko muna siya doon. Punta ako ng Stitch. If you know Stitch from Google, the design tool. So, it's really so good na mag-prompt ka lang ng design na gusto mo, ng app na gusto mong i-build. Gagawin niya na yung designs. Pwede kang gumawa ng iba't ibang variation, iba't ibang color palette. May design themes din doon. And from Stitch, pwede mo siyang ilipat sa Figma. And then from Figma, pwede mo na pinapasa ko na siya usually sa OpenClaw agent na designer ko. Tapos from there, siya na yung mag-aayos kasi minsan sabog-sabog pa eh. Pag naayos niya na yon, i-connect ko na siya sa Claude Code, and then that's where I use Figma MCP na kung paano niya i-code yung front end. And I have a sub-agent who's really good in back-end naman. Kung ano yung ginagamit ko, it can be Hono, Golang, or what. And then, that's my entire workflow. That's how I build the prototype. So, of course, we also build our AI agents na mga QA para may mag-test talaga. And usually, pag magka-QA naman, you just have to really be intentional about it, na hindi mo siya sabihin na, okay, do a unit test. Tapos, you have to give it even skills, more context on ano yung gusto mong i-test talaga. Anong mga functionality. Bakit gusto mo siyang i-test? What's the value? Ganon. So, basta, again, as a solo builder, if you just have that workflow or any workflow that works for you, kayang-kaya talaga mag-solo build. Pero, again, it's another workflow when it comes to distribution. And ibang usapan naman yan.
Yes, ibang usapan naman yun, no? So, pero ang napansin ko dito is, as tayo, no, as potential solo developer or indie developers or solo builders, tayo kasi, we can say, yes, we can be solo developers, solo builders, only because we have a decade plus of experience. Parang nakita na natin working with a team.
True.
Right? Nung nakita natin, ito yung kailangan ko from our designer, ito yung kailangan ko from ganyan. And so, pwede ko, hanap ako ng MCP skill for that, right? And maganda kasi a lot of now integrations are available. Parang wala namang MCP before, ganyan, no? Mahirap mag-connect.
And you know what to look for.
You know what to look for. So, experience has helped us
Yes.
become solo developers, ability to become solo developers if we want to, right?
Yeah.
Now, is this something na kung medyo junior ka, parang kaya ba din nila mag-solo developer or mas maganda sa tingin nyo, experience mo nila working as a team or may mga pitfalls ba kung diretso kang solo developer kung wala ka pang experience? Yun siguro yung magandang tanong.
I would say, depende sa curiosity na gusto mong i-feed eh. Kasi I've met a lot of junior developers, even fresh graduates, na gusto talaga nilang i-feed yung curiosity nila and sumasakto na talaga na kung ano yung nakikita nilang resources, naiintindihan talaga nila agad na paano nila gagamitin yon as a solo builder. So I think it really depends on the person. How how much do they want to feed their curiosity, and how fast they pick it up. Parang ganun. So it really depends on the person, I think.
Sa akin naman, nung nag-uumpisa pa lang ako dun sa part ng pagiging indie dev, katulad nga ng sabi ni Sir Eli, nagbinabasa muna namin yung code. Ngayon, yung nababasa ko na yung code, gumagawa na kami ng prototyping. Ngayon, yung prototyping na yun, hindi ko ma-develop based sa kasi kung ano yung kailangan ko pa. So, ang gagawin ko talaga for past dati na ginagawa namin, babasahin namin talaga yung buong documentation na hindi naman dapat na ginagawa ngayon. Kasi nga, meron na tayong AI na kayang bumasa ng documentation ng isang programming language. So, tinitignan ko yung possible na pwedeng gawin dito sa language na to. Tapos, gayon, pinagkukumpara-kumpara ko silang lahat para masabi ko kung ano pa yung kailangan kong language dito sa app na ginagawa ko. Parang ganun. Tapos, syempre, magdi-design ka rin ng schema, magdi-design ka ng Figma, magdi-design ka ng mga ano. Dati kasi wala pa yung Figma eh. Talagang more on scratching talaga kami. Kung paano namin binubuo yung design, tama ba yung pagkaka-design, tama ba yung pag-ano. Tapos yung lumabas yung Figma, so meron na kaming Figma. Ngayon kasi pwede mo nang gawing lahat na yung setup ka lang ng OpenClaw, install ka lang ng MCP, lagay ka lang ng kung ano yung language na kailangan mo. Overall, kaya nang gawin na ng mag-design ng 3D model, mag-design na ng web app, mag-design na ng kahit ano, pwede mo nang ipa-design dun sa mismong AI. So, kayang-kaya na talagang mag-indie dev ng mga junior ngayon based sa kung dati talaga, sobrang burnout ka dun.
Introducing Agora's conversational AI engine. Build and integrate your AI agent in minutes. Any model, any voice. Start building your voice AI agent for free today.
I think if I may add lang, no, I think ang na-realize ko lang din na pinaka-advantage talaga with sa mga may experience gaya natin, if you're solo building compared to a junior na solo building, is the eye.
The eye.
It's the discernment, no?
Yeah.
Na may timbangan kayo.
Makikita mo kasi, tayo kasi parang na-build na natin yung eye na, okay, this is something good, this is a good design, this is a good code, this is a good structure, this is good, this is good, this is good. For a junior without any experience na just solo build, it's mostly theoretical eh. And tinry niya lang, tapos gumana. Wala silang baseline or concept of what's really good. So, I think that's one advantage na
I
meron
think,
tayo.
to add lang doon din talaga sa main point na which is, si junior ba, kaya na ba niyang makagalaw talaga ng sarili? Yun nga, no, ang kagandahan naman yan, kung, yun nga, nasabi ko kanina yung tungkol kung how did we begin, no, na base doon sa pagbabasa.
Right.
And yun nga, ang matindi doon, yung mga binasa naman namin din that time, lalo yung sa mga control panel dati sa RAN, no, is hindi naman din yun ganun kapulido. Pero yun nga, dahil nakita namin sila naging baseline na it's working, we tried it, nilakasan namin yung loob namin na gawin ang sariling version namin, tsaka namin naranasan yung mga problema. So, ang pinakamahalaga talaga dito, no, is ngayon, natatakot ako para sa mga junior devs. Okay? Kasi, andyan na yung ChatGPT. Andyan na yung mga AIs.
Claude,
The problem is, kung doon ka lang magre-rely without the peer review, no, which is yun yung dati na the main reason I was able to push forward kasi merong mga communities na gumawa ng guides na yon na binasa ko. Gaya ng sabi ni Glenn, nakatambay kami sa documentation para talagang ano ba yung problema? Ano yung sabi sa documentation? May mali ba ako nagawa? At ang dulo nun, kung hindi talaga kaya, nakakapag-post ako sa forum na, guys, pwedeng pa-help neto, ito yung problema ko, ganito, ganyan. Hindi pa Stack Overflow era to, forums pa lang. So, yung kahalagahan ng community mula noon hanggang ngayon, more than ever, kailangan meron ka talagang mapagtanungan at more than willing magbigay sa'yo na ito yung tamang kompas.
Alam mo, maganda to build on that, no? Kasi, Number one, that's why may kaka-computer tayo, trying to help everyone as much as possible, no? Pero at the same time, ang gusto kong sabihin dyan, tama yun, no? Now, as junior, may ability ka to build fast, fail fast din, right? And hopefully you can get mentors or join communities para may pag-reviewhan ka. Kasi even sa more senior, gumagawa yan ng Facebook group. Parang, hey, ito yung app ko, ganyan, comment ganyan. Or maybe, hey, pa-review ng app ko, baka may gusto ko. Even sa seniors, ang natatakot ko is they have to be careful lang sa community. Kasi may ibang communities or may ibang post, parang nakikita, oy, I build this. Tapos, pagdating sa comment, parang, AI slap.
Babash ka.
Ano ba yung itsura ng schema niyan? Ganyan, na-check nyo ba? Ganyan, etc. Parang as a junior developer, parang instead na ini-encourage natin sila to fail fast,
Pinopolis natin.
pinopolis natin, di syempre, magtatago yun, no? So,
Well,
dapat
I think
welcoming tayo as much as possible.
Yan kasi yung sakit ng mga developer communities at the moment talaga. Na, ang dami na yan na mga ilang iterations of communities na ang nangyayari na lang sa dulo is nagiging flexing. Nagiging flexing avenue na lang siya na eto, merong mga devs nga na ang bibilis gumawa. So, panay press release dito na ganito, ganyan yung ginagawa. Na natatabunan yung dapat na magkaroon nga sana tayo ng exchange of thoughts kung kamusta ba talaga yung mga nagagawa natin. And I think sa kabilang banda naman doon, tol, no, sa merong mga nagpopulis, somehow kailangan talaga natin 'yon. Pero ang problema kung yun yung kultura na the moment na mag-post ka dito, wala kang ibang matatanggap kundi pulis, di ba? So, kailangan nating merong balanse talaga na may community na ang goal is talagang to police. That's what cybersecurity communities are doing. Na kapag may app dyan, nilagay mo, talagang i-ready mo sarili mo kasi may mga babaril dyan na kung ano man yung gagawin. Pero dapat merong community mismo na ang goal is talagang mag-uplift ng one another and talagang magbigayan tayo ng actual na feedback.
Right.
Na hindi na, ano ba yung schema mo dyan? Di ba? Yung mga ganun na tanong. Hindi. Paano mo binild yung schema? Parang kumbaga, we can frame the same questions din naman na talagang magkakaroon tayo ng malinaw na arguments, di ba?
Right.
And it will be healthy.
Alam mo, kaya gusto ko yung mga podcast na to, nakita yung mukha natin or mga online, yung physical events. Kasi, kita mo yung tao. So, yung feedback na makukuha mo, really honest, no? Kasi itong mga online, minsan ang lakas lang mag-online dahil yung anonymous giraffe, mga ganyan, di ba?
I think, tol, siguro medyo ilalagyan kita dyan ng kahit papanong mitigation na somehow may mga communities naman talaga tulad ng pinanggalingan namin.
Right.
Shoutout natin yung Rage Zone, MMORPG forums.
Boy,
Mula 2000 yan. Hanggang
Prehistoric
ngayon,
pen.
buhay na buhay. And yun nga, yung mga developers doon, meron talagang kultura ng mga yung tinatawag nating leechers na kumukuha lang ng value pero hindi nagbibigay.
Okay.
Meron din mismong talagang yung mga, ayun nga, yung mga nampupulis. At meron yung talaga nagbibigay ng value. But then again, yun nga it's a kind of a culture na kailangan magkaroon tayo ng somehow na paano ba tayo mag-a-agree to one another para magkaroon ng helpful na ecosystem, na healthy ecosystem.
Right. So to wrap up, no, ano yung final advice nyo for those that want to do solo building, right? How can they parang lakasan loob nila at kapalan din yung mukha nila para either gawa sila ng solo build on the side or full-time nila yan? Kasi we do need more items in production, I would say, no? We need more solo developers out there. Ilabas nyo yung app nyo. Kanyan. Malay mo, maging yan yung one na pumatok tapos yan pa yung maging unicorn ng Pilipinas, di ba?
Yeah.
So, ano yung final advices nyo?
For me, we do have a lot of good developers. Actually, wala man statistics, pero Philippines has the best developers in the world. I can attest to that, especially after working in different BPOs and different countries in the world. Philippines has the best developers. Now let's use it to solve our national problems, our economic problems. And just put this in mind na building is one thing, but distribution is another. Like usually building is just 10% of the 100% of your role as a builder, as a solo builder, as a solo founder. It's usually just 10%. And another huge chunk of it is marketing, distribution, partnership, registration, legal, marami pa yan. So, don't just focus on building. Just focus, be obsessed on the problem that you're solving. Don't focus on building and the tech. Focus on the problem and solution. And distribution comes after that. So, yeah, yun sa akin.
Sa akin naman, sa mga nag-uumpisa pa lang na developers natin dyan, talagang sobrang gagaling talaga ng mga Pilipino. Kahit umikot ka sa ibang bansa, makikita mo talaga yung mga Pilipino talaga, focus talaga sa ginagawa nilang app. And then sa mga talagang nag-uumpisa pa lang, ito lang yung pinaka magandang bibitawan natin. Learn yung basic. Kailangan yung matutunan yung pinaka-basic foundation ng developer bago kayo tumalon talaga ng mga teams. Parang gano'n.
Yeah. Well, sa akin naman, no, it's more on talagang, kung titingnan natin dito sa Pilipinas, sobrang dami pang mga problema na meron tayo dito sa bansa. Kaya, kung natatakot ka na ito yung AI, ang tali-talino na niya, tapos ikaw etong munggo sa mundo, no, na kaliit-liit natin tapos wala pang kaalam-alam, wag ka talagang ma-pressure. Kasi AI can only do things na kung anong gusto natin, pero hindi nila nagigets kung bakit ba natin yun ginagawa. So, I think it all boils down pa rin talaga sa ano yung intention at gusto nating maging ambag sa mundo. And coming from that, the moment na i-double down mo na ito yung gusto kong gawin, at syempre, as long as it makes sense, no, na talagang meron naman talagang problema na kailangan i-solve, then kayang-kaya mong makipagsabayan regardless of ano yung sitwasyon ng technology ngayon. And yun nga, ang pinakamahalaga lang din talaga is mapabilang tayo sa right community. So yun, ganap.
Yeah. For me naman, everything fails. Ako dati, I mean, even now, right? Madami na yung failed projects, failed experience, right? And then when you publish in public talaga, even itong Kaha Computer, may mga comments na parang, uy, ano yan, pangit, ganyan, etc. Or, there will always be criticism, no? Of what you publish out there. Always yan, right? Maybe 50% or more may criticism. So, what you should do is, number one, check nyo kung valid yung criticism or it's actionable. Right? Parang, kasi may mga criticism naman talaga na, yes, actionable. Oy, dapat ko nga gawin yan. Right? So, don't focus on the parang hurtful parts of the criticism. Tingnan mo yung actionable doon. And the second one is look for your allies. Kasi, let's say, let's look at Kaha Computer. Now, yes, may criticism, pero meron tayong mga people here who have listened to all episodes. 100 plus episodes. They've listened to it. Sabi nila sa akin, ganyan. And so, parang you will find there are people who will subscribe to you, pay for your app, ganyan. Sila din yung main dapat mong pansinin. They are your customers. Right? So, focus on the customers. Yes, meron tayong criticism para you can improve further, but try to find your allies, your customers. Doon tayo mag-focus. Labas mo lang in public para din. Yeah.
Thanks to our sponsors, Agora, Finshark, Tutorials Dojo, Young Sitio, Amazon Web Services User Group Philippines, and Facebook subscribers. On to our next episode.